Yo guys, it's slyroh. You already know that today I'm bringing you guys my Week 3 TBU battle against Alex, aka Onesie Bennett, sometimes known as Onesie Swagnet, but I do not believe that I have battled Swagnet. Today I have battled Alex himself, Onesie Bennett, and if you guys missed the team builder, please go ahead, check it out. Most of what I did is right, but if you did watch the team builder, you do know that my head was all over the place in terms of what I wanted to do for this week. I eventually just settled with the team and went with it, and the days leading up to the battle, I really got unsure about how confident I was in this team. I was assuming that Alex was easily going to be able to read everything I was doing, be able to bring a team that just runs through me, and it was terrifying. Leading up to this battle, I was losing more and more confidence about my ability to win this battle. So, before we get on to that, I do obviously want to address that this video is up a week late. There's been a lot of changes in the TBU behind the scenes that don't really need to be gone into, but essentially there was a week break, or week 3 I should say, was extended. There was multiple new coaches that replaced some coaches that had to leave due to their individual own personal reasons, and because of just this influx of turnover in the middle of the season, we decided to have an extra break, and so the deadline to upload the battles is today. So the day that you are seeing this is the day to upload the battle. So that's where the last week was, or why this wasn't up last week. Week 4 will be next week, and then there's going to be another break. So like I said, there's just a lot of behind the scenes stuff, but all that matters to us is that we're battling, we're playing, and that's pretty much it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about my team. I did make one change to this team from the team builder, and it's the Slow King. I took off leftovers and put on a Colberberry. I actually got really close to putting on a Fire Blast or Focus Blast type move, because I really started to see that I actually didn't bring anything for Weavile. I have Lucario as a switch-in, but besides that, I have nothing that outspeeds it, nothing else that can switch into it. I really underprepared for Weavile. And a part of me really wishes that I would have brought Arcanine, so to not have to get my team regened and redo another team builder, I just decided to, as a backup option, to replace the leftovers on the Slowking with the Colberberry. So that is the thing that I went with. But yeah, I'm really scared of Weavile at this point. So as you can see, Alex brought Weavile, Tapu Lele, Dragonite, Bellossom, Lantern, and Porygon 2. So a lot of things that I was expecting, and some things that I did not want to see, but it's there. I brought a Focus Sash Druddigon to be able to get rocks up, which we'll get to that in a little bit. A Fightinium Z Lucario, because Z crystals can't be knocked off, so I figured it was a good Weavile switch in, as long as he doesn't have a Brick Break or Low Kick or whatever. And I didn't think that he would, because my only fighting weakness is Lucario. So, well, and Kamala, but Ice Cold Crash does plenty to Kamala. He doesn't need to run a fighting move just to do that. Ice Cold Crash might even do more. So, especially defensive Wobbuffet for the Tapu Lele. I also felt like there was a little bit of unpreparedness for that too, but I felt like I had it covered. An offensive Life Orb Moonblast Clefable that has enough speed to outspeed a Tapu Lele at -1 after an Icy Wind speed drop, because this Clefable has Icy Wind. A physically defensive Colberberry Slowking that I think its final moves were like Scald, Ice Beam, Slack Off, Toxic, or something like that. I don't remember its full moveset actually at this point, but I think that's what it ended up being. And an offensive Life Orb, Lando I, with enough speed to outspeed Tapu Lele, and it has knockoff for the P2, and Earth Power, Sludge Wave, and Hidden Power Ice, because I have pretty much ice coverage on my entire team, except for Clefable, which has Moonblast, Wobbuffet, which doesn't get offensive moves, and Druddigon, which has a Dragon move. So I have coverage for Druddigon. Druddigon I'm terrified of. Weavile I'm terrified of. Tapu Lele I'm terrified of. Bellossom I was actually kind of terrified of, because I didn't do as much research as I probably should have. So I was just pretty much terrified of everything Alex brought. But this actually turned out to be a pretty good battle, so let's go ahead and just get into it. If I missed anything, please comment below and I will address anything that I might have missed. But to lead off the battle, I'm just going to explain this now, because I'm not going to have enough time to do it when it happens. Druddigon is my dedicated lead, so I can get off Stealth Rocks right away. And because he does have the Weavile, he does have the Dragonite, and he can't get rid of him unless he brought default Dragonite, which is probably not going to help him very much, in my opinion. So rocks are main priority, but like I said, in the days leading up to this battle, I started getting more and more terrified of the fact that I didn't bring enough for Weavile. I didn't have enough time to reconstruct a whole new team and to do a whole new team builder and all that stuff, so I was terrified of Weavile. And that is going to play into the first turn of this game, because I'm sure Alex knows that Weavile really does run through my team, and he is actually going to lead off with it, as I do lead off with Druddigon, which means that I have one of two plays I can make. I can go for the Stealth Rocks, let Weavile set up a Swords Dance, and then possibly lose the whole game, because I have nothing for it. Or I can do what I actually decided to do. This was a gut decision to just do it last minute. I knew he was going to go for knockoff, thinking I wasn't going to stay in, but I have a focus sash, that's why I stayed in. And I actually decide to go for Glare. And the reason I do this is because if my team can outspeed Weavile, then I can't get swept by it. So that's the goal here. The only thing that this is still going to outspeed after being paralyzed is going to be Druddigon, Slowking, and Wobbuffet. It can't Oko Slowking, and I'm not even sure about Wobbuffet, but Wobbuffet I wouldn't keep it in on. So I felt like I had a better option. I felt like the rocks maybe not as necessary. I was kind of still terrified about the Dragonite, but I felt like Slowking was a good enough answer to it that going for Glare was worth it. So Druddigon gets sacked, but it gets off the Glare, and I am okay with this. After that Life Orb stuff that he took, Flash Cannon is pretty much a guaranteed Oko. His only switch into Flash Cannon is Lantern, and if he does that, then I can just go for Fightinium, Z, move, I maybe set up, things like that. So I actually go for Flash Cannon, and I do a lot of damage to the Tapu Lele, and I am so happy about that. And I thought about actually trying to stay in and seeing if I could kill this thing, because I saw leftovers. Maybe it's not max speed, but I can't risk it, especially with Weavile still alive, and Lucario my only switch into Weavile, again, still assuming that it doesn't have a fighting move. So we get to see the debut of Wobbuffet, Wubba-lubba-dub-dub, you know what it is. And unfortunately it's female. I hate female Wobbuffet. Those lips are really freaky. I don't like it. He gets the Spit F drop from Shadow Ball, and right here, like, honestly, this is the worst use of a Wobbuffet that I've ever seen anybody do, and of course it's me, because you want to Encore. First turn Encore, especially when I knew in the back of my mind, I was like, he's going to bring Calm Mind, so that way I can't just trap him and kill him with Wobbuffet. And I wanted to go for Encore, but I didn't. I was like, oh, he's all this bit F drop. He's going to be able to take me out with 2 more Shadow Balls. Maybe he's going to go for it right now. And I go for the Mirror Coat, and I was like, alright, so now he's just going to set up a bunch of Calm Minds on me. Alright, well, this time, for some reason that I still cannot explain to this day, he goes for the Shadow Ball. No, that's not this play I can't explain. I can explain that because look at how much damage that does. The play I can't explain is I went for Encore the second turn. I should have done it the other way around. So, in my mind, I was thinking, like, or at least he can't switch up moves on me, so I just go into my anything that can take a Shadow Ball, which, spoiler alert, is like 1 Pokemon on my team. Yeah, I think Clefable, and I think it still takes like 60 to 70% from it. I think everything else, it does so much damage. So I completely misuse Wobbuffet here. I completely let it die, and I am not feeling very good about how I'm playing right now. I'm not thinking as great as I feel like I should be, and I literally just wasted a Wobbuffet. Like, I could have done so many better things, but I just wasted a Wobbuffet when it could have gotten a kill if I had just played with it properly. Encored first, and then dealt with it appropriately. So, but we do go into Clefable, which can take a Shadow Ball, and I was ready to hurt this thing. He's not going to be expecting an offensive one. He probably expected maybe a specially defensive one, but no. I go for the Moonblast, and look at how much damage this does to Lantern. I am so happy. Offensive Life Orb, Magic Guard, Reuniclus, or I'm sorry, not Reuniclus, Clefable is nothing to mess with. I could have taken this out with a Moonblast, but I got greedy. I went for Calm Mind, thinking I can outspeed everything, kind of forgetting that Dragonite still exists, and thinking that this isn't going to be able to do much. I should have just went for another Moonblast just to take this out, but I got greedy. I knew that Moonblast was going to be basically the only move that I click this whole game, and for some reason I still went for Calm Mind. I feel like that's a misplay. I could have taken out the Lantern right there, but now Tapu Lele's back in, and I have to decide if I want to try and take this out, or if I wanted to save the Clefable for later. And if I do remember the calcs right, I do think that Psychic was actually a roll to take me out, or was going to leave me at a very low amount. Oh, no, I had the +1 from the Calm Mind, so that's why I chanced it. Sorry. I forgot about the +1 from Calm Mind. And I just decided to take out the Tapu Lele, but I ended up taking more damage on my Clefable than I wanted to, because now he comes in with Blossom, and I look at the speeds, but I'm thinking that I should still probably outspeed unless he's max speed timid. Well, guess what? He's max speed timid, goes for Sludge Bomb, takes out Clefable. So that's another Pokemon that I feel like I misplayed with Clefable. I could have done way better with it, and I got greedy, let it take way too much damage, and that happened. So this is max speed timid, and I believe, yeah, this is also Life Orb. So now I just need to threaten it out, because Blossom is a big risk. It's not good. But I knew he was going to switch out, because, you know, P2 just makes sense to switch into Lando. So I got the knockoff, so we can score 1 in the I made a decent play column. There's a lot more than 1 in the I didn't make a decent play column, so, you know, it is what it is. And, but yeah, so yeah, the Blossom thing is, I can't believe it. It outsped Clefable by 4 points, by the way. So we'll get to that, but I switch into Lucario as it goes for the Ice Beam, thinking he can't do anything, but he does have the Sheer Force, which I didn't quite take into account. I kind of forgot about, but I'm still good with this thing, and I decided that I can get up a Nasty Plot, and that's going to be very scary for him, because at this point I actually do outspeed everything that's left on his team, but he reveals the T-Wave Porygon 2. Without T-Wave, if he would have just switched out, or if he would have did literally anything else, I think that's pretty much game from right there. But he's gonna outspeed, go for the Shadow Ball. As long as they don't get parried, I can at least take this thing out. I do not get parried. I go for the Aura Sphere. I could have gone for the Z fighting move, the All Out Pummeling, just to have style points. But still, taking out a P2 from almost full health is pretty awesome, regardless of the circumstances. Seeing that happen is fantastic. But now he's gonna bring in Blossom, and he doesn't. At first, I didn't think he would have anything to take me out, and then I was like, oh wait, it gets Dazzling Gleam, Moonblast, that can take me out, so that's guaranteed to take me out. Lucario being paralyzed wasn't going to help me anymore at this point anyway, so that's why I decided to sack that. And I go ahead back out into Lando, because Lando is, it outspeeds everything that's left, and it is very strong. Look at the Sludge Wave. It's going to hit Blossom, and it's going to kill it, because Lando I is nothing to mess with. Blossom, though, really putting work, getting 2 kills against me. So I really can't blame him for that. And he brings in the Dragonite, and I was like, I can't let this set up a Dragon Dance. So I need to go for the Hidden Power Ice. And Alex is going to catch me off guard. That is not multi-scale. This man hits me with the Inner Focus Heal Bell Dragonite, and I just got clapped. That's so good. That's so good. That's so good. Weavile healed of the paralysis, and that's GG for me. Like, I knew this at this point in time. I was like, he just revealed that Heal Bell. Like, that's it. My whole goal was to be able to outspeed the rest of his team with stuff and win. And it's really upsetting. But then the Weavile comes in. I need him to go for an Ice move right now. If he goes for an Ice move, as I go into Slowking, then I will live a knockoff with the Colbur Berry and be able to get off the Scald, maybe burn him, and then that is my chance to win. However, Alex goes ahead for the knockoff, and because he did that, knockoff is a clean 2-hit KO. He gets a crit. I looked at the calc, it did not matter if he was Adamant, Life Orb, which I do believe he was. So the crit did not matter. It was just, if he went for an Ice move as I did that, then it would have been good. But he goes for the safe knockoff. Knockoff might have actually taken out Lando I from where it was too. So maybe that's why he went for that. But he's going to go ahead and kill the Slowking. I'm going to come in with the Lando I, but it isn't going to matter because Weavile outspeeds and is going to take me out with an Ice Shard. Just to be safe. I think Ice Cool Crash also has like a 5% chance of missing, so it doesn't matter. If I had Yachi Berry, that would be helpful, but then I wouldn't have gotten the power from Life Orb. So, you know, that probably would have helped not helped me in other aspects of the match. We lose 2-0. We are 0-3 on the season. And this is a game that it's really hard to describe because I played really badly with Wobbuffet. I let Clefable die way too early. I made some mispredictions, but at the same time, Alex played really, really well. I can't really think of a play that he did that was just really bad. Maybe switching in Tapu Lele onto Lucario's Flash Cannon might not have been the best, but in his defense, he didn't really have any other options. So he really just did everything that he could to win this game. He played fantastically, and I think that as the game went on, I started to play better too, but I was just missing some 50-50s, and the Heel Bell Dragonite just so good. So good. He knew he had that, the Weavile got unparalyzed, and you know, that really makes me wonder if the glaring first turn with Jordagon was even worth it, because he was able to get rid of the paralysis, whereas he might not have been able to get rid of the Stealth Rocks. I don't know if that Dragonite had Defog. He did send me his team, but I don't have it in front of me right now. But even still, this was a pretty crazy game. This was the most offensive, well, one of the most offensive games me and Alex have ever played. If you guys heard in the Team Builder, Alex, this has officially been, I want to say, the 6th time that I've played Alex in like official league format games, making it the most times that I've played one person. Alex is the #1 person that I have played. I have played no one else more times than Alex. So that really kind of affected the way I played this battle, I think. And yeah, I don't know. I felt like I was trying too hard not to let Alex figure out what I was doing, and by doing that, I kind of wasn't making the best plays for me, and maybe I should have focused more on doing that. But either way, it was still a really good battle. It was a really close battle, and there was a chance for us to win. But the T-Wave Porygon 2 really, really sealed that for him. Otherwise, Lucario was winning that game 100%. And I gotta give it to him. I gotta give it to my man. Like, Alex is good. I don't know if that's his first or second win of the season. Might be his second. So we just continue to be a consistent disappointment, which at least I found something to be consistent at. So I'm happy about that. And at this point, I know I've been saying it, but playoffs are looking really far off. And a lot of people would, you know, kind of throw in the towel, not put in a lot of effort for the rest of the season. Whatever. I can't make playoffs. I'm not even going to try. Whatever. I'm just going to blah, blah, blah. No, that's not how I roll. That's not how I do. I don't join a league and commit to a league if I'm not going to put in my all. However, I do need to say this now. The rest of the season is really focused on me just having fun. I want to get more creative with my sets. There are some crazy things that I brought in past league matches that I don't think I've quite been able to match with this team yet. So I need to bring some crazy stuff. I'm going to be playing some crazy opponents in the next few weeks. So I need to bring some crazy stuff. Maybe you're going to see some moves being made here in the next couple weeks. Maybe there's one that has already been made, but I'm not going to spoil that until next week because it doesn't take effect until next week. And yeah, so the rest of the season is really about just having fun and just being crazy. And I can't wait to do that, and hopefully that will pan into some wins for me instead of me, you know, overthinking everything and playing badly. I need to play better, and I just need to relax, have fun, and just think clearly, and that's what I'm going to try and do. So that has been this week of the TBU. Yeah, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, whatever, go ahead and ask them in the comments below, and I will get to you. This narration was a little bit more rushed. There was things that I probably left out, but either way, that has been this battle, and let me know your thoughts and all that good stuff. I will see you next week for week 4 of the TBU. Next week we play somebody who came, the replacement coach. We're going to play Quill. Quill left the league, and I believe we're playing Trev something. I don't even know what he goes by now. But I believe it's the Atlanta Braviaries, something like that, and that's actually going to be his first match of the TBU, I think. I think his first match is going to be against me, so we're going to see how that goes. I've never played him, but I have heard of him, so we shall see how that goes. But it's time to have some fun. Let's do this, and I'll see you guys next week. So thanks for watching, guys, and until the next time, stay sly.